Are playing bad by then, you ain't seen nothing yet. The last quarter was just a disaster. Wayne Larkin stepped up, he hit 2 trays. The Magic, though, outscored them in the final quarter by 32-18. And Steve, you got a lot of time for this young fella, Sam McKinnon.
Sam McKinnon, look at this, rips Leroy Loggins and goes down and finishes it like that. That kid's got skills. Bounces off again. Let's see what he's got this time. Looks like a dunk contest out there for him.
Well, he goes for the 360. Newcastle actually led this game 29-19 early, but after that it got very, very tight.
Well, this was going to be a tight game. You knew that. Both of these teams playing for their playoff lives in this basketball game, and this is another errant pass by Newcastle. McDonald kicks it over to Hayes, and he scores the basket.
Illawarra tough to beat at the Snake Pit, and bearing in mind a bit of rearrangement there to be made. But Illawarra started to wind up in the second half. The miss here, but they managed to collect themselves, and they got a pretty good understanding. Chuck Harmison in the paint.
Stripped of the ball, away goes Hayes. Hayes goes across to Corcoran. He goes up, he takes 2.
Go inside to Terry Dozier. They're not going to waste time. He goes
Dozier takes 2. He locks it up. The shot will come in. They're going to have to take the shot. It's an alley-oop. Thomas puts it in with half a second gone, and they've won the game. What a play from Illawarra with 1 second on the clock.
The scoring rate picked up with Vlahoff, Torrance and Bruton nailing 3s to extend their lead to 12 points at half-time, 54-42. As Steve Key started to look comfortable, the Perth big men dominated the paint. Their job was made easier with Andrew Goodwin suiting up but sitting down. Trevor Torrens enjoyed his hit out as a result of Perth's inside intimidation, which forced the Rollers to the perimeter. When they did challenge, Crawford let them know all about it. Perth up by 15 at 3/4 time. In the fourth, Crawford continued swatting, but it was Andrew Vlahoff who triggered the copybook outlet to set up another Crawford poster play. Mike Mitchell's lone hand was inspirational, but he needed another big point scorer to cap off the good work the Rollers did. Perth, in the end, were very efficient against a competitive Gold Coast lineup. The Cats running out winners by 14 points and finishing the season 16-10.
Now we have the Magic super import, Adonis Jordan, with his training techniques.
What you see now is our team working on our press offense for the game against Adelaide. Adelaide like to press a lot of teams, so right now we're trying to work on that so on Saturday we can play it well. Every week before we play our match, we like to work on a lot of different things what the other teams like to do. So we can be prepared for anything the other team throws at us. We can be ready for anything. Hi, it's Adonis again, and now we're going to take a look at the Boomers over in Canada in the World Championship doing their thing.
This will be my last World Championships. You know, I started in '82 and we were 5th, and I finished my career in we're 5th. So I suppose in between that we've fluctuated a little bit, but I'm happy that we haven't certainly lost any ground. Yeah, we certainly had the harder side of the draw. I think that if we had the other side of the draw, maybe we would have been like Greece and gone through to the playoffs. But you can only speculate, and you've just got to take what's given to you.
A very productive one for the Australian team. I think the result that we achieved, 5th, is a very positive one for us to make the next steps a little bit more. But I really think that we achieved what we came to do and what our team was destined to do, so it was great to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be satisfied with that. I mean, obviously the hunt is still on for the elusive medal. I think there were a lot of critics before we left of the team, so I think we answered all of those. So, you know, in some ways it was a good result for us. I mean, people would like to be fifth in the world at anything. We're fifth in basketball, so it's a pretty good result.
Well, I think the team went away with some fairly high expectations and a new look about it, because it is missing some of the players that we've had in the past. But you know, I think that we've shown that we can compete at this level, and that you know, that we're only a fraction away from really playing off for a medal. You know, in these sorts of tournaments, poolings and the draw really do come into it, and you know, I think that we perhaps didn't have the best of the draw, but we made the most of our situation.
The win today was really good. I mean, Puerto Rico's a class team. They're the gold medalists from the Goodwill Games. We've had some good contests against them in recent years, and the guys really pulled together well. I thought the spirit amongst the team was really strong, and great effort on the court, particularly from Andrew Gaze again.
I think that we're very good. I think that we have a phenomenally good outside shooting team. I think that the last few games, our shooting percentages in both practice and in some exhibition games have been outstanding, and that's something that a lot of other countries don't have. So that'll be our big weapon, and of course you've got to throw in the big guys in there with Mark able to run the floor so well, and Tony Rollinson at 6'10" can go inside, outside. It makes for a pretty unorthodox formula.
You know, we're now attacking the boards. You know, you've got Bradke, who's really dominating and really going after the boards. Ray Bourne is coming off the bench and doing a great job on the boards. Vlahov's tough. Rono has certainly picked up his game rebounding, because you know, we all know how talented Tony is offensively, but rebounding he's been down. But the last few games he's really picked it up.
Uncut. Pure. Uncut.
Gaze out there with Australia with a 10-point lead. Remember, they had it out to 12. Shoot the 1 and 1.
Got to keep it tight here.
And a big three-pointer coming from the Cubans. Smythe up to Gaze. They got numbers here. Patrick Reedy makes the two. They're working hard. Double screen, double team there from Vlahov. Matienzo still gets a shot away. Orders Cuba into the hands of Gaze under some pressure at half court. A foul and a basket and a chance to go to the free throw line, and doesn't Barry Barnes love it? Half court trap doesn't come that time for the Australians. Matienzo again. Patrick Reedy trying to find a way through, and does. All he had to do was find his way through the traffic. And that's the end of the ball game. Australia have secured a spot in the second round. Vlahov working the ball down low to try and take advantage of Thomas Edgewood down the middle for Mark Bradley, and rolls it in for two.
They ask me everything. Actually, I mean, people ask me everything. Personal, public, private, they ask me everything. No, I don't mind. You know, I don't feel I have anything to hide. You know, so I mean, I'll answer whatever they ask me. If I feel it's appropriate, I will. If I don't feel like it, I'll tell them no comment. Well, I think the grand finals, I think we have a pretty good chance to winning it. You know, a lot of teams are counting us out. We finished 7th. Right now we're 15-10, but what people don't realize is that the leading team win 18 games. So I think we have a good chance, and people are counting us, and it's a big mistake. Well, I don't know, just because what happened last year, I think, you know, people are not taking into consideration that we had a good year this year and stuff like that. They're just thinking last year the Kings folded under pressure, so it's going to happen again this year. And that's not right. We beat the champions twice. You know, we beat Brisbane, we beat teams like that, we beat Southeast Melbourne. So we beat teams in the top 4, so we have a great chance. The All-Star weekend was fantastic. I mean, you have a chance to hang out with Mark Davis, Scott Fisher, Derek Walker, Terry Dozier. I mean, guys that I looked up to, you know. And I watch them and see the way they practice and stuff like that. And coming into the league as a young guy, I mean, those are the guys you want to look up to so you can learn parts of the game. Because they've been in this league so long and have done so much. So that's what the All-Star weekend for me was all about, was learning from the older players and also having fun too. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. I mean, we didn't play that good, but you know, every team needs some role players, and that's what All-Star is all about. You don't have any role players in an All-Star team. Every guy on the team is the main player, so that's why we lost the game. But other than that, it was fun. It's a great weekend. It was a big blast, you know. That's what the guys went there for, just to have a lot of fun and stuff like that. So.
And last but not least, highlights from round 22.
Andrew Gaze once again stepping up. Beautiful assist there. Steve Whitehead parked underneath the hoop.
And we talked about the Melbourne Tigers. Andrew Gaze with a nice three-point shot there. Being able to switch their intensity on like a light switch, and Daryl McDonald was not happy about being taken out of the game there. He started slow. That's just what he needed to get pulled out and get back into the basketball game.
Now, Mark Bradkey was a big factor in this game. He stepped up last year in the playoffs, and you could tell in this game that he was making his presence felt in the paint. That was a nice dunk. Also, Paul Maley, he made a bit of a run there for the Giants. They came back to within 1 point at the third quarter break. The spin move. This is a bit of aggro coming in here. You can tell it's playoff time, can't you?
That's right. Nerves are high, Billy.